NBC Sports welcomes you to New Hampshire Motor Speedway today for the running of the Sylvania 300. Right now, the weather here is overcast. There might be a chance for a possible shower or two later this afternoon. However, it is not going to be much of a threat until after the checkered flag. So, here is our starting lineup, and keep in mind, anybody who is a chase contender will be marked in green today. Sorry, they will be marked in red, referencing the colors of IHOP, which will be named IHOB starting next year. In row 1, we have the White Deuce Ford and the Sunny D Ford. In row 2, we have the M&M's Caramel Ford and the Great Clips Ford. Chevrolet. Starting today from row 3, we have the Aris Internet Modems Toyota and the Pennzoil Ford. Row 4, we have the Lowe's Chevrolet and the Jimmy John's Chevrolet. Row 5, we have the Furniture Row Toyota and the Hausaw Nation Chevrolet. Row 6, we have the Smithfield Ford and the Lilly Diabetes Ford. Starting today from row 7, we have the Cheerios Chevrolet and the Napa Chevrolet. Row 8, we have the Caterpillar Chevrolet and the Richmond Water Heaters Chevrolet. Row 9, we have the Motorcraft Ford and the Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet. Starting today from row 10, we have the Advocare Ford and the Target Chevrolet. Starting from row 11, we have the McDonald's Chevrolet and the Dustless Blasting Toyota. Starting this afternoon from row 12, we have the DeWalt, the FedEx Toyota, and DeWalt Power Tools Toyota. Starting from row 13, we have the Hot Wheels Chevrolet and the Exalta Chevrolet. Beginning this afternoon from row 14, we have the Nature's Bakery Chevrolet and the Mobile One Chevrolet. Row 15 finds the 9 car and the 55 Aaron's Dream Machine Toyota. Starting today from row 16, we have the 5-Hour Energy Toyota and the 33 car. And starting this afternoon from the rear of the field, we have the Jimmy John's Freaky Fest 29 car and the 56 car. So the weather here is low 70s today. Everyone saw this race to be a lot warmer than expected. Especially the hotter temperatures. Everybody saw this race to be mid to upper 80s this afternoon. However, with the rain that moved in late overnight in the early parts of this morning, they have decided the race is going to be a lot cooler. And however, rain will not be on the radar for a little while, and we will get this entire race in. It is a sellout crowd, 10 races, 16 drivers. We are going to decide a champ in these final 10 weeks. Glad you can be along with us for the ride on NBC and TNT as race 1 is green. That 17 did not get a good start. He's all the way on the outside, but we got a side-by-side battle for the lead coming off too. Who though? The 18 and 2 going at it. Like we said earlier, before the starting grid, drivers that are chase contenders will be marked in red today, matching the IHOP Cup Series competition. And after today, those who have won any of the races in this round will be marked in blue with the advanced logo, showing that they advanced to the next round. It was a little tight a few months ago, mid-pack between the 24 and the 3. Watch this. Everybody began settling down. I think the 17 might have been trying to let the 24. 24 was trying to let the 17 in, I think. Big wad towards the middle, though. And then right there, just he gets in, but almost gets turned around in the process. Loses about 3 spots. But up front, looks like the 19 trying to challenge for the lead. Remember those that move on to the next round. This is a crucial that want to move on. This is a critical race to start off early to get themselves past North Carolina and Dover into North Carolina and not have to worry about Dover at the end of this round because of its reputation on cars. Zoex Moon up to the 5th position. And speaking of Zoex Moon, she is a chase contender. She will be carrying our unique 360 panoramic bug eye cam today. That 3 car, though, he missed out on the chase. He can very well play with, really be a major factor. He's put the bumper to 2 people. 2 chasers so far today. With 3 laps in. And moments ago, this is what the 41 had to say. Watch that 3 car. He's driving like a damn bolt bat out of hell. Yeah, he just moved us. Please go let the 3 spotter know once I get to him, I will turn him. Doesn't need to be doing that shit 3 laps in a race. We got an incident, turn 4. And it looks like, did any chasers get in it? Yellow's out. What happened here? Looks like the 27. Got in it. The 21. The 6 is the other car involved. I think the 27 just hit the 21. And we got another car. It's a chase container. Looks like the 14 got turned around. As people are trying to miss it, coming off turn 4. Missed this incident. I'm curious to see how the 14 got caught up in that. Oh, there it is right there. You got a hit from behind as everybody was slowing up. Yeah, we got hood damage. It's killed on the right front, though. Killed big time. See, the 27's got a lot of rear damage. I mean, the 6, the 14, and the 27. This is obviously going to be a big hole for the 14 team today. Remember, the 14 is one of the drivers that is on that cut line, that are near that cut line, obviously, with how low they started today. Not a lot of damage to the 14, though, but damage, or a pretty significant good damage. So we're getting lined up for another restart. The 88, the 11, and the 20 took 2 tires on this most recent caution. So did a lot of other cars. I mean, a lot of other cars took some time on pit road getting repairs done to their machines. 27's got had a lot of left rear damage after that incident. Joseph Lombard hit a pit penalty. After that yellow, he will be restarting at the tail end of the longest line, which means he will be restarting at 31st. But in the meantime, here we go. Another restart. Green, green, green. Come on, come on. Rolling, rolling. Green, green, green. Green, inside, inside. Inside. Watch. Now you're going to see more cars are going to, as this track gets cooler and starts becoming more cloudy and a lot more overcast, which looks like it's heading that way now. You're going to start seeing guys start experimenting a lot more with maybe running the flat. They saw the 19 try looking under his teammate on that restart. So he tucks in right behind the 18. Look at that, 5 is already down there. And 14, all of the chasers right now, with the exception of Grayson Alcevedo and Derek Lewis in KFC Cup Series, so literally all but 3 chasers are inside the top 15. Everyone, single one of them, obviously with the exception of the 14, obviously, are in the top 20. And so far, it has been a Joshua Leanbach-dominated race, which seems pretty surprising because his car was not fast at all during Saturday's only practice session. And even during Friday's session as well. Friday's practice session before qualifying. Bill? Yeah, I talked to Josh early this morning and about what his crew chief did. He said the car was terrible. In his words, it was like driving on ice. It drove awful all weekend. So Tony and the guys stayed after the truck race to tune on the car. It was nice to, and then we've surprisingly been staying ahead of the chaos. But the question is, can we put our car in victory lane? I used Kyle Busch's setup from this race last year, and hopefully it plays to be that way. Caleb Hoffman is the same way. His car was terrible in the Saturday session here at Loudon. So again, his crew did a lot of work overnight. As we got a smoker up ahead, looks like it's the 43. It's the 43 of Joseph Lombard. We just dropped. We're blowing up big. In a pretty big way, guys. Blowing up. Yeah, we're smoking big, guys. We're about to lose a motor. Surprisingly, this was coming off 4 when this happened. Hopefully, he's out. Gets out of the way, which he does. We do stay green for the moment. Maybe no. 1 car and 2 cars hard into the turn 1 wall. 1 car gets spun on out of turn 2. Oh, looks like, are there any chases in it? Yes, there's 2 of them. 2 cars. One of them slammed the wall. Question is, who was it? Oh, God. It looks like, could that be the 88 of Apollo Moon and Sports Center Cup Series in the 11? We're wrecked. We're freaking wrecked. Good job on NASCAR's part for letting a car stay out with that's about to blow it motor. Good job on NASCAR's part there. Wow. The caution has come out. And, wow, that was just bad. Yeah, see the 11. And keep in mind, the 43 was out of the way. Well, looks like the 11 isn't very happy with 43, and understandably so. And the car just lets go, and you get taken out in somebody else's mess. You're going to be a little frustrated. This is obviously not the way you want to start your chase, getting caught up in another person's wreck. While we saw this replay, the 43 let go. The 43's motor was blowing up big time. He did an amazing job trying to miss this. 6 to go. We're going to have to go under red because of the fact that there's so much debris. There's oil pretty much all the way around this racetrack left from the 43 and the 11 in their little accident. The 11 is on pit road, is taking his car to the garage. The 88 and the 3 are on pit road. The 43 is taking his machine to the garage. Looks like we might be getting word that the 88 might be joining the other 2 cars in the garage as well. Because as the 43 was blowing a motor, the 3 slipped in the oil. He stepped out. And then the 88 just backed it into the wall. Then into the wall he went. Now, typically in this situation, their cautions do bring a lot of cautions here. Here at Loudon. But before we do that, we're gonna hopefully have a sprint to the finish. Hopefully that's caution free sprint to the finish too. Typically at Loudon in recent history, the second half of a Loudon race is a lot more aggressive per se. I mean, we might see that today because we got 2 Gibbs cars, 2 Penske cars, 3 Hendrick cars, 2 Stewart Haas cars, and 1 Furniture Row car in the top 10 Apollo Moon and Sports Center Cup Series have retired from this race. Just to note, we'll be back with the restart in a moment. You're watching NASCAR on NBC.
Transport your valuables? Chevy Blazer. It has more overall passenger room than Jeep Cherokee and the largest displacement V6 engine in its class. Standard. And now, get a 2001 Blazer 4-door four-wheel drive LS for as low as $299 a month. Limited series to choose pride. Call for its details. The Blazer Smart Lease as low as $299 a month. See your local Chevy dealer today.
Ever wonder why people get sleepy after lunch? Maybe it's what they eat. If it's dull and boring, why bother facing the rest of the day? Mission Control, do you read? Hey, wake up, you guys! Hello, Wendy. Hey, that's so delicious. Thirsty with go-getterness. Wendy's mozzarella chickens and cream. Wake up and taste the chicken. You should have stopped at Wendy's. Remember.
What is this?
It's a Wendy's Frosty.
Yeah, but it's not a solid or a liquid, so that can only mean that it's a sockwid.
Yeah, not quite a solid or a liquid can only be a sockwid.
This is gonna change our lives.
But you know where the big money lies?
The spoon. The what?
The Frosty spoon.
Spoon. Brilliant. Try Wendy's one-of-a-kind Frosty with its cool, creamy chocolate and unique texture. It's the only sockwid you eat with a spoon. When you do a creamy chocolatey Frosty, you do it taste right.
We're looking back to the Wendy's race menu here for these next few weeks. Got a couple night races on tap for you guys. We got this Saturday, these drivers get to be heading up to North Carolina Motor Speedway, The Rock. Coverage begins at 8 p.m. Eastern Friday with Cup qualifying presented by Wendy's. And then at 7 p.m. on Saturday, the coverage of the Credit One Bank Pre-Race Show presented by Sonic. And then at 7:30, the Cabela's 400. Live from North Carolina, telecast presented by Liberty University. And then at the end, 1 week from next Sunday, coverage for the Delaware 400 begins at 10 a.m. Eastern, and then at 12 p.m. Eastern, and then at 12:30 p.m. we will be at the telecast of the Delaware 400 presented by the Apache Warrior Foundation. And then Talladega, a late start this year for Talladega. Coverage begins at 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm sorry, 2:30 p.m. Eastern. And then at 3 p.m. will be coverage of the the EA Sports 500 on NBC. And then afterwards, the first night race in IOP Cup Series history at Charlotte. Qualifying on a Thursday night. And then the race Saturday at 7:30 on NBC. A good majority of these races are these final few races are going to be on NBC. Meantime, we got about 5 laps before we go back green. But the question is, we're holding off the restart at the moment because there's a light supposed group of band of showers in nearby, and they're currently seeing if they'll stay over the track. Last time there were showers that came to the track under yellow, Joshua Leanbach was leading. This was back in Texas earlier this March. The showers stayed, and Joshua Leanbach was declared the winner. We got 5 laps to go, and if it looks like they're going to let him go this time, hopefully the showers stay away. And the green flag is back into the air. Now everyone's going to get pushed. Now they're pushing. Now they're shoving. Hovering around. Looks like the 5 trying to go 3 wide under the Penske teammates. Whoa, that was tight. Remember, Hunter Miller has not won all year. Now if you're any of the guys behind this top 5, where do you go? Three wide with the Gibbs teammates. Three wide. Look at that. 3 wide, 4 to go. Everyone racing like it's the last lap at Talladega. Going back into 1. Hunter Miller has the top spot. Inside. Whoa, just barely comes up in front of the 19. 3 to go. Keep in mind, here comes the 18. Oh, up the track goes the 5. That little move. Way up the track this time. And here comes the 78. And possibly the 4 as well. Haven't talked about Dylan Murway all day today. 2 to go. Oh, we got a spinner, turn 4. Looks like... Nope, they saved it. Like the 31 got knocked out of the way. And now they're coming off of 2. Side by side for the race lead and the win. Keep in mind, this is going to be a spot in the round of 12. And the round goes to 78. Up the track he goes. Come on, save it. Into the wall. Oh, we're wrecking. Come down. Come on down. Oh. Tags another. Oh, how many other chases are going to be in it? It's the 41. The caution has come out. We're going to overtime. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. The 19 is the other car that got in it. Up the track. And these were some wild moments right here. Yeah, keep in mind. Yeah, 78 Ford just took us out here, bud. And here's some radio communications between Rodney Childers and the 4. Is 78 all right? Out pretty big behind me. Yeah, he's fine. So they're going to red flag you guys here on the front stretch. There's a lot of debris down here that they're going to have to clean up. Glad he's okay. I did not mean to do that whatsoever. I was just trying to get down to the ends. I did not mean to do that whatsoever, but hopefully they'll understand that this is a spot in the round of 12. Keep in mind, so hopefully they'll understand. I did want to do it, but if I had to do it. I wanted to move him. I didn't want to friggin' wreck him. Felt friggin' terrible. Nah, dude, you did what you had to do. Hunter Rizzoni was the other car involved. And WB Network has gotten out of his car. Here's what he had to say about this incident. Yep, Ford just took us out. Better tell him be ready these next 9 weeks. I'm going to make him hell if he does that again. Keep in mind, I'm going to make these next 9 weeks hell if he does that again. Yeah, 78 just got moved, honestly. That's really what it was. Again, now what would you do in this situation? You don't want to wreck him, but at the same time, we're going for the win. We're going for a spot in the round of 12. Then, unfortunately, he pushes the 78 up the racetrack, which in turn basically puts the 19 in the wall because the 78 couldn't save it. Big damage for the 19, though. Then he comes off the wall. Yo, look at this. The 24 just barely gets by. But the 41 just gets clobbered. Caleb Hoffman hit a big hit, so he had a lot of damage, looks like, to the suspension when the 19 pinched him up there. So he hit square, so unless there's going to be more incidents, which, knowing how aggressive these races get, that could be a pretty unique possibility. Potential for more cars getting taken out in wrecks. Here we go. Overtime racing at Loudon, sponsored by Credit One Bank. You got to get to that overtime line on that backstretch to make this race official. Dylan gets a clear run. This is good as you can hope for right here. Oh, got one in the... Oh, another wreck. Big crash. A lot of cars. down on the backstretch. They did not get to the overtime line. Look at this. Multiple cars in it. The 9, the 83, the 21, the 42, the 1. Oh, yeah, big wreck. Turn 2. Big wreck, bud. Like, everybody behind you crashed. We did not get... The ruling from NASCAR was we did not get to that overtime line. Which this means we will get another restart. And remember that rain we were talking about earlier? Showers are literally right on top of us. Grayson Acevedo barely made it by this wreck. Nobody behind these guys. A lot of guys behind that were in the further the stack up. There's a lot of people. Looks like the 15, 14, the 19. They were both in wrecks earlier in this race. And the 14, 19, they benefit from this race possibly turning into a wreck fest. They could possibly land top 20s out of this. The field has frozen, and showers are literally right on top of us. Derek Lewis up against the wall in the backstretch. Oh, we're wrecked, man. Those are a lot of cars. So now, yeah, 42 is pretty banged up. A lot of these cars that are banged up in this accident are still running at running right now, and with showers right on top of, literally are on top of us. This could be interesting. Second attempt at overtime here at Loudon, sponsored by Credit One Bank. Ready. Green. A great move by restart by the 22. But the 4 is right there. They got to get to that overtime line. Up. Still there. Still there. They have made it there in one piece. Dylan overdrives the corner, runs the 22 up the hill. Here comes the 18. Still there. Come on. You got him. White flag is out. The race will be declared official no matter what. They drive down into 1. The 18 bumps the 4 up the track. He clears him. Oh, we got one spinning behind. That is the 5. Off the bumper of the 2. Here comes the 18. And in the 3. Up the track goes the 18 with the bump from the 4 out of turn 4. Look who just got himself a free ride to the round of 12. Dylan Murway wins it at Loudon. 3 in a row, boys. Hell yeah. Oh, 1 sideways. There's a bunch of cars sideways after the check. Oh, track is wet. Track. All right, we got a wet track, guys. Slow down. Slow down. And a huge wreck to end this race. This is definitely a bad way to end it. All the cars loose off turn 4. Yep. The rain just hit. And with this, Dylan Murway has just moved to the rounded 12. I mean, Zoix Moon getting a little extracurricular with the 4, I see. Nice little swipe. I'm guessing that might have been from this move right here on this last restart. Just drove him up the track. And that is what you have to do sometimes to win these races, is just drive up the track. Move a guy. That's what you got to do sometimes. You hate to do it, but if it's for a spot in the round of 12, you do it. Zoix Moon finished 8th. It's a little bit of extracurricular activity. Tempers after today here at Loudon. Caleb Hoffman came across the line in 12th despite getting heavy damage in this last wreck. It's pretty well pouring right now. Sky's opened up coming to checkers. And that is what happens. Everybody was certain rain. Rain wasn't on the radar all day. When these drivers least saw it, rain hit, and rain hit hard. Now, your unofficial results. Presented by the film Skyscraper. In theaters now. See your drivers scroll across the top of the screen. A lot of pretty hard crashes today. And now, your chase grid. As we speak, there are, even though Caleb Hoffman was in that wreck earlier in this race, he moved on. So we got 16 guys. Dylan Murway has moved on to the round of 12. He gets an automatic free pass. Doesn't have to deal with Rockingham or Dover. And as we speak, these are your drivers that are below the cut line. I'm sure the 11 and 88 are kind of in the deeper hole. What's really surprising is KFC Cup Series being in 2 wrecks today. The one earlier with the 27 and the 6, and the one coming to the finish with when the 25 lost control and then started raining in. Everybody pretty much started checking up at that point. Noah Spalding lost it in a pretty hard crash. Anyways, next Saturday is 7, beginning Friday at 8, qualifying from North Carolina. First nighttime pole qualifying session of the year under the lights at North Carolina. I can be seen at 8 p.m. on TNT, and then 23 hours later, coverage of the Cabela's 400 from Rockingham, Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern on TNT. Well, it's raining pretty hard now here at Loudon. They still hit Victory Lane in in the normal spot, which whenever there's rain, they move it in the garage. They moved that there. Anyways, congratulations to this guy, Dylan Murway, for winning today. We will see you Friday at 8 for Rockingham qualifying.